Welcome to day 43, brothers and sisters. How you guys doing? So your first question is probably, why am I in the bathtub? Why am I recording this sermon in the bathtub? So there's two things I want to say to that. So first thing, I was supposed to record this in the car. I had it planned out to record this in the car. It's too late, so I couldn't do that. And the second thing is that I'm trying to get out of my room more. I'm not trying to preach to you guys in the room. I don't like the lighting. There's nothing really for me to sit on or to stand on. So here we are in the bathtub. Very weird location, very weird area to preach a sermon to, but it's gonna work. So you might see the same area in future videos, but it really all depends on what the time is and what I'm doing. So we're diving deep tonight. We are diving deep. We're talking about a very controversial topic. We're talking about a topic that is very harmful, that has messed up families, that even I've dealt with almost about a year and a half ago. We're talking about suicide. So I knew this video would come up, sooner or later, because when I'm looking through the calendar, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be talking about lust in this day. Eventually I'll be talking about anger, I'll be talking about sadness, I'll be talking about depression, I'll be talking about this and that. This idea has stumbled upon my mind before I made this 90 Days of Winter Challenge. I was like, at some point in time, I will have to talk about this. We're diving deep tonight, so if whoever's watching this, if this was sent out to you, if this was shared to you, or this popped up on your feed, then this is a sermon for you if you are feeling like this. So we all felt, in a way, just questioning our existence. We've always probably asked, sooner or later in life, why am I here? What is my purpose? Why am I existing? I guarantee you that before our ancestors, over thousands of years ago, I guarantee you the same people back then questioned the same exact thing. There's people right now that are trying not to die right now. They're walking around right now. They're trying not to die right now, but they're not trying to live either. They're in a weird middle part, And it's hard to tell these things because we see these type of people every day at our school, at our work, at our church, or at our temple, whatever. We see these people every day, but we don't know what they're feeling. We don't know what these people are going through, Maybe we can tell, if they're very mopey or something like that, but I encourage you guys to ask them if there's anything you can do for them. But anyways, I said in the beginning, there's people in the past who have felt this way. One of the people in the past was a prophet named Elijah. And 1 Kings 19:4 says, "Then he went on alone into the wilderness, traveling all day. He sat under a solitary broom tree and prayed that he might die. Quote, I have had enough, Lord. He said, take my life, for I am no better than my ancestors who have already died." So if you guys don't know who we're talking about Elijah. This dude just came off a major victory. He literally saw fire fall from heaven. He defeated false prophets, and the very next chapter, he's telling God, I'm done. Now see, this wasn't a faithless man. This wasn't a fake believer. This was a man who was exhausted, who was scared, who was overwhelmed. So if any of you guys feel like this, if you guys are exhausted, scared, or overwhelmed, or saying stuff like, I can't take this anymore. I don't want to wake up anymore. I don't want to keep going. I'm tired of being strong. You are not the only one. In fact, there's nothing wrong about feeling this way. This means you're human. What's ironic enough is that I felt the same exact way as Elijah did. Here, in this very bathroom. Over a year ago, I wanted to take my life, and the night I was supposed to do it, I was here in this bathroom, and I was on the bathroom floor crying, asking God to take my life. The reasons why is more of my personal life, but I just want to say I was in Elijah's spot. I might have been in your spot. I might be in your spot right now. or you might be in mine, I encourage you guys just to keep going forward. So when Elijah felt this way, God didn't shame him. God didn't shame him. He didn't say, "Where's your faith?" or, "Man up, Elijah," or he didn't say, like, "All that I've done for you." God didn't say anything. Instead, he sustained him. God sustained Elijah, and is written in 1 Kings 19:5-8. It talks about how Elijah rested. He slept underneath that tree he prayed under, and God woke him up with an angel right next to him, and the angel told him to eat, and here's a jar of water, which was some bread and water. He did that about 2 times, I believe, and then on the last time, the angel appeared to him and told Elijah to eat and drink the water, eat the bread and drink the water, because you got 40 days and 40 nights to head out to Mount Sinai, which is the mountain of God. See, God let Elijah rest, sleep in, and God fed him, and God took care of Elijah before he spoke. And maybe that's maybe that's something that we need to do more often, is kind of just look after each other as brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, we shouldn't be holding grudges or being mad at each other. I mean, there's always a saying that a lot, like my pastor says a lot, or one of my family member says a lot, because I come from a Mexican background, but it's food is the cure to almost everything. When someone's having a bad day, I remember one time I made my mother very upset, and I went to the store out my own free will, bought her favorite candy, bought her some flowers, I fed her, and took care of her, and she was very happy. So, and my mother is a very angry person. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is just to rest instead of quitting. So sometimes you guys don't need a lecture. Sometimes all you need at the very end is just, you guys need strength. You guys need rest. You guys need sleep. Psalm 42:5 says, "Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me?" See, this is David talking, and David's talking to his soul like it's drowning. I know that when we're very depressed and we're hurting on the inside right here. It feels very weird. It feels wrong. And this is what David's talking about right here. And the reason why I bring this verse up is because it's important, because it's David talking to his spirit, but there's 2 things that collide with each other. It's faith and despair. These 2 things can live in the same chest. They can live in the same body. I've known a lot of believers who believe in Christ who still deal with suicidal temptation or, depression and anxiety. You can love God, but you can still feel very empty. I know it's getting bad again, but listen to me. There's a reason why you're watching this. There's a reason why this video popped up on your feed. There's a reason for everything. Now listen to me. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you are not alone. You never are. I've been in the same exact spot you were in. I've been in that lonely depression. I want to end everything. In this very bathroom, I was on this bathroom on the ground, just crying out to God for him to take my life. But here I am today. So whoever needs to hear this, I want to encourage you guys just to live to see tomorrow, because I promise you this, even though it's dark and gray right now, there is light at the end of the tunnel. There always is. I love you guys so much. No matter if my brother is hearing this or my sister is hearing this, all of you guys are my brothers and sisters I'm talking about. If you're dealing with this, contact me directly and I will pray for you. I love you so much, and I just want to let you know I just love you, but Jesus Christ loves you way more than I do. God bless.